30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11.
Roger, we got a roll program.
Tower cleared.
Roger, roll. Roll complete and ignition program. One Bravo. Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Shut down right on time.
1.4 by 103.6. Roger, shut down, and we copy 101.4 by 103.6. Apollo 11, this is Houston. You are confirmed to go for orbit. Roger. Ignition. We confirm ignition, and the thrust is go. Apollo 11, this is Houston at 1 minute. Trajectory and guidance look good, and the stage is good. Over. Apollo 11, Roger.
35,000 feet per second. Cut off. Going velocity 35,570 feet per second. Altitude 177 nautical miles.
Houston, Apollo 11 inside and gave us a magnificent ride. Roger, 11, we'll pass that on, and it certainly looks like you're well on your way now. What's the deal? How are you reading, Mike? Loud and clear now, Mike, and we understand that you are docked. That's right.
11 Houston, we're really amazed at the quality of the picture up in the tunnel. It's really superb, over.
That is considering the amount of light up in there. Roger, we're about to open the hatch now.
Right.
Buzz Aldrin reporting that he's halfway into the LEM. This view is inside the LEM cabin.
Hey, that's a great shot right there. We see you in there. Guess that's Neil and Mike. Better be, anyway. We see you waving.
Buzz Aldrin has apparently carried the camera into the LEM with him, showing as Neil Armstrong and Mike Collins back in the CSM. Apollo 11, this is Houston, over.
Roger, go ahead, Houston, Apollo 11.
11, this is Houston. You are go for LOI, over.
Roger, go for LOI.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. All your systems are looking good going around the corner. We'll see you on the other side, over.
Roger. Everything looks okay up here.
Roger, out.
And we've had loss of signal as Apollo 11 goes behind the moon. Madrid AOS. Madrid AOS.
Reading you loud and clear, Houston, LOS.
Roger, reading you the same now. Could you repeat your burn status report? We copied the residuals and burn time, and that was about it. Send the whole thing again, please.
It was right perfect.
You're
Delta Take 0, burn time 5:57. CAD values on the angle, VGX minus 0.1, VGY minus 0.1, VGZ plus 0.1, no trim, minus 6.8 on Delta PC. Fuel was 38.8, Mach 39.0, plus 50 unbalanced. We ran an increase on the pug. Down 44, showed us in a 60.9 by 169.9.
Roger, we copy your burn status report. So we're getting a beautiful picture in down here now, 11. The color's coming in quite clearly, and we can see the horizon and the relative blackness of space. And without getting into the question of grays and browns, it looks, at least on our monitor, sort of a brownish gray.
It appears to me as though it made a difference. Just sitting back in the tunnel and gazing at all windows, it makes a difference which one you're looking out of. For example, the camera right now is looking out the number 5 window, and it definitely gives a rosier or tanner tinge, especially when you look straight through it and not at an angle. Over.
Roger.
Yeah, the crater that's in the center of the screen now is Webb. We'd be looking straight down on it at about 6 minutes before power descent. It has a relatively flat bottom to the crater, and you can see maybe 2 or 3 craters that are in the bottom of it. On the western wall, the wall that's now nearest to the camera, near the bottom of the screen, we can see a dimpled crater just on the outside. And then coming back toward the bottom of the screen and to the left, you can see a series of depressions. It's this type of connected craters that give us most interest to discover why they're in the particular patterns that they're in. I'll zoom the camera in and try and give you a little closer look at this.
Roger, we're observing the dimple crater now. The central peak that we can see on the orbiter photos doesn't seem to stand out very well here.
Well, they're not central peaks, they're depressions in the center.
Roger.
Roger, Eagle, contact. Roger, how does it look?
The Eagle has wings.
Roger.
Looking good.
Roger, Neil, we got if you give us crew and data, we got the loads for you.
We are now coming up on 30 seconds to acquisition of the command module. And we'll stand by for that event.
Columbia, Houston, over. Houston, Columbia, reading you loud and clear. How many? Roger, bye, Mike. How did it go, over? Listen, babe, everything's going just swimmingly. Beautiful. Great. We're standing by for Eagle. Okay, he's coming along. We copy out. Good Eagle, how do you read? Bye, Eagle. We're standing by for your burn report, over. Roger, the burn was on time. The residuals before nulling, minus 0.1, minus 0.4, minus 0.1. X and Z null to 0. Eagle, Houston, we rig you now. You're a go for PDI, over. Roger, understand. Lights on. One, 0. Ignition 10%.
That's 20 seconds, everything looking good. We show altitude about 47,000 feet. Good radar data. Altitude now 33,500 feet. We're still go, altitude 27,000 feet.
Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 up.
Roger, copy. Eagle, Houston, we'll monitor your Delta
down
H.
beautifully.
Delta H
It looks good now.
Roger, Delta H is looking good to us.
Wow. Throttle on time.
Roger, copy, throttle down.
Throttle down. Set it in the simulator.
Roger.
Eggs and things look real close.
Altitude now 21,000 feet, still looking very good. Velocity down now to 1,200 feet per second.
You're looking great to us, Eagle.
Okay, I'm still on flu, so we may tend to lose as we gradually pitch over. Let me try auto again now, see what happens.
Roger.
Okay, looks like it's holding.
Roger, we got good data. We're go, same type, we're go.
2,000 feet, 2,000 feet, into the ag, 47 degrees.
Roger.
47 degrees.
Eagle looking great, your go.
Altitude 1,600. 1,400 feet, still looking very good.
Roger, 1202, we copy it.
35 degrees. 35 degrees, 750, coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30, and at 15. Okay, 400 feet down at 9. Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet down at 4. 33 and a half down. You're pegged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity light. 3.5 down. 220 feet. 13 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 160 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. Good. 120 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. 185. Okay, 75 feet. Car's looking good, down a half. 6 forward.
60 seconds.
Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. Good. 40 feet down, 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. 20. Down a half.
30 seconds.
Forward. Just. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You're looking good here.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. After Armand, take care of the people. I'll get the structure back. Okay, it looks like we're venting the oxidizer now.
Roger, Eagle, and you are stay for T1. Over. Eagle, you are stay for T1.
Roger.
And we
Sam, stay for T1.
Roger, and we see you venting the ox.
Neil Armstrong reporting there. No difficulty adapting to the 1/6 gravity of the moon.
Window is a relatively level plain cratered with a fairly large number of craters of the 5 to 50 foot variety, and some ridges, small, 20, 30 feet high, I would guess, and literally thousands of little 1 and 2 foot craters around the area. We see some angular blocks out several hundred feet in front of us that are probably 2 feet in size and have angular edges. There is a hill in view just about on the ground track ahead of us. Difficult to estimate, but might be a half a mile or a mile.
Roger, Tranquility, we copy, over.
Houston, the Mesa came down, all right. Houston, Roger, we copy, and we're standing by for your TED. Houston, this is Neil, radio check. Neil, this is Houston, loud and clear. Break, Buzz, this is Houston, radio check and verify TV circuit breaker in. Roger, TV circuit breaker's in. Read loud and clear. Roger. And we're getting a picture on the TV. Okay. You got a good picture, huh? There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail. Okay, would you verify the position, the opening I ought to have on the camera? Stand by. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming. Okay, I just checked getting back up to that first step. That isn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up. Roger, we copy. It's a pretty good little jump. Buzz, this is Houston, F2, 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera. Okay. I'm at the foot of the ladder. The LEM footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the LEM now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
The surface is fine and powdery. I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot.
Be sure not to lock it on my way out.
Particularly good thought.
That's our home for the next couple hours. We want to take good care of it. Okay, I'm on the top step and I can look down over the RCU and landing gear pad. It's a very simple matter to hop down from one step to the next.
Yes, I found it to be very comfortable, and walking is also very comfortable. You've got 3 more steps and then a long one.
Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 foot up there and both hands down to about the 4th rung up.
There you go.
Okay, now I think I'll do the same.
More. About another inch. There, you got it?
That's a good step.
Yep. About a 3-footer.
Beautiful view.
Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here.
Magnificent desolation.
For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's 2 hemispheres, one showing each of the 2 hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AD. We came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States.
Tranquility Base, this is Houston. Could we get both of you on the camera for a minute, please?
Say again, Houston.
Roger, we'd like to get both of you in the field of view of the camera for a minute.
Roger, let's get both of you in the field of view of the camera for a minute.
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over.
Would be an honor.
Go ahead, Mr. President. This is Houston out.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you do. For every American, this has to be the proudest day of our lives. And for people all over the world, I am sure they too join with Americans in recognizing what an immense feat this is. Because of what you have done, the heavens have become a part of man's world. And as you talk to us from the Sea of Tranquility, it inspires us to redouble our efforts to bring peace and tranquility to Earth. For one priceless moment in the whole history of man, all the people on this earth are truly one. One in their pride in what you have done, and one in our prayers that you will return safely to Earth.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not only the United States, but men of peace of all nations, and with interest and a curiosity and with a vision for the future. Honor for us to be able to participate here today.
And thank you very much, and I look forward, all of us look forward to seeing you on the Hornet on Thursday.
Look forward to that very much, sir.
Are you bumping now?
Now you're clear. You're rubbing up against me a little bit.
Okay.
All right, that's right. Turn to the left. Okay. Now move your foot and I'll get the hatch.
Okay.
Main hatch is closed and latched. And verified secure.
Tranquility Base, Houston.
Roger, go ahead.
Roger, our guidance recommendation is pings, and you're cleared for takeoff.
Roger, understand. We're number 1 on the runway.
Roger.
Rate scale 25. At translation 4 jet. Balance couple on. DTCA jet. Stop push button reset. Abort stage reset. Deadband minimum. Add control to mode control. Mode control auto. Mode. Auto.
Crew of Eagle going through their pre-ignition checklist.
Team standing by for 2 minutes to go to guidance steering in the AGS.
Eagle Houston, you're looking good to us.
Roger. Yep. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Port stage, engine arm ascent, proceed. Beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. 5 foot of pitch over. Very smooth. Balance couple off. Very quiet ride. There's that one crater on there.
Thousand feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise. Eagle Houston, request manual start override.
Roger.
2,600 feet altitude.
See it. Nope.
Eagle Houston, 1 minute, you're looking good.
Roger. I'm not going to do a thing, Mike. I'm just letting her hold an attitude hold. Okay. Stand by. Pumping up cabin pressure. It's a funny one, you know, I didn't feel it touch, and I thought
ahead and adjust your O2 flow until it just goes off the peg. And then crank the direct O2 valve back down about 5 degrees. Over.
You're really waiting for that one, aren't you? Okay, Ron, thank you.
Hello, Apollo 11, Houston, how did it go? Over.
Open up the LRL doors, Charlie.
Roger, we got you coming home. It's well stocked.
This is the commander of Apollo 11. 100 years ago, Jules Verne wrote a book about a voyage to the moon. His spaceship, Columbia, took off from Florida, landed in the Pacific Ocean after completing a trip to the moon. Seems appropriate to us to share with you some of the reflections of the crew as the modern day Columbia completes its rendezvous with the planet Earth in the same Pacific Ocean tomorrow. Here's Mike Collins.
Roger, this trip of ours to the moon may have looked to you simple or easy. I'd like to assure you that has not been the case. The Saturn V rocket, which put us into orbit, is an incredibly complicated piece of machinery, every piece of which works flawlessly. This computer up above my head has a 38,000 word vocabulary, each word of which has been very carefully chosen to be of the utmost value to us, the crew. This switch, which I have in my hand now, has over 300 counterparts in the command module alone, this one single switch design. In addition to that, there are myriad of circuit breakers, levers, rods, and other associated controls. The SPS engine, our large rocket engine, on the aft end of our service module, must have performed flawlessly or we would have been stranded in lunar orbit. The parachutes up above my head must work perfectly tomorrow or we will plummet into the ocean. We have always had confidence that all this equipment will work and work properly, and we continue to have confidence that it will do so for the remainder of the flight. All this is possible only through the blood, sweat, and tears of a number of people. First, the American workmen who put these pieces of machinery together at the factory. Second, the painstaking work done by the various test teams during the assembly and the retest after assembly. Finally, the people at the Manned Spacecraft Center, both in management, in mission planning, in flight control, and last but not least, in crew training. This operation is somewhat like the periscope of a submarine. All you see is the three of us, but beneath the surface are thousands and thousands of others. To all those, I would like to say thank you very much.
This is Houston. We're getting a good picture of buzz now, but no voice modulation. And would you open up the f-stop on the TV camera? Try 22, please. It appears to be a lot better now. We're still not receiving buzz's audio.
Good evening. I'd like to discuss with you a few of the more symbolic aspects of the flight of our mission Apollo 11. As we've been discussing the events that have taken place in the past 2 or 3 days here on board our spacecraft, we've come to the conclusion that this has been far more than 3 men on a voyage to the moon. More still than the efforts of a government and industry team. More even than the efforts of one nation. We feel that this stands as a symbol of the insatiable curiosity of all mankind to explore the unknown. Neil's statement the other day upon first setting foot on the surface of the moon, "This is a small step for a man, but a great leap for mankind," I believe sums up these feelings very nicely. We accepted the challenge of going to the moon. The acceptance of this challenge was inevitable. The relative ease with which we carried out our mission, I believe, is a tribute to the timeliness of that acceptance. Today, I feel we're fully capable of accepting expanded roles in the exploration of space. In retrospect, we have all been particularly pleased with the call signs that we very laboriously chose for our spacecraft, Columbia and Eagle. We've been particularly pleased with the emblem of our flight, depicting the U.S. Eagle, bringing the universal symbol of peace from the Earth, from the planet Earth, the moon, that symbol being the olive branch. With our overall crew choice to deposit a replica of this symbol on the moon. Recently, in reflecting the events of the past several days, a verse from the Psalms comes to mind to me. I consider the heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. What is man that thou art mindful of him? Responsibility for this flight lies first with history and with the giants of science who have preceded this effort. Next to the American people, who have through their will indicated their desire. Next to 4 administrations and their Congresses for implementing that will. And then to the agency and industry team that built our spacecraft. The Saturn, the Columbia, the Eagle, and the little EMU, the spacesuit and backpack that was our small spacecraft out on the lunar surface. I'd like to give a special thanks to all those Americans who built those spacecraft, did the construction, the design, the test, and put their heart, all their abilities into those craft. To those people, tonight we give a special thank you. And to all the other people that are listening and watching tonight, God bless you. Good night from Apollo 11.
Orion 3 reported a visual contact. The Hornet now reports a visual contact from the recovery ship.
Apollo 11, this is Hornet, over. Hello, Hornet, this is Apollo 11, reading you loud and clear. Our position 1330, 6915. 11 Hornet, copy, 1330-1675. Any further data, over? 1330-169er-15. 70.
no cigars being lit up here yet. We're waiting till the crew is on the carrier. A few are being wetted in anticipation of a match, but we don't see any lit yet. The elevator will take Recovery 1 down to the hangar deck, where the crew will enter the mobile quarantine facility. And the flags are waving and the cigars are being lit up. And clear across the big board in front is President John F. Kennedy's message to Congress of May 1961. I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to Earth. That has been accomplished.
Buzz and Mike, I want you to know that I think I'm the luckiest man in the world. And I say this not only because I have the honor to be President of the United States, but particularly because I have the privilege of speaking for so many and welcoming you back to Earth. I can tell you about all the messages we've received in Washington. Over 100 foreign governments, emperors and presidents and prime ministers and kings have sent the most warm messages that we've ever received. They represent over 2 billion people on this earth, all of them who have had the opportunity through television to see what you have done. And then I also bring you messages from members of the cabinet and members of the Senate and members of the House and the Space Agency, from the streets of San Francisco, where people stopped me a few days ago, and you all love that city, I know, as I do. But most important, I had a telephone call yesterday. The toll wasn't incidentally as great as the one I made to you fellows on the moon. I made that collect incidentally, in case you didn't know. But I called in my view, three of the greatest ladies and most courageous ladies in the whole world today, your wives. And from Jan and Joan and Pat, I bring their love and their congratulations. We think it's just wonderful that they could have participated at least through television in this return. We're only sorry they couldn't be here. And also, I've got to let you in a little secret. I made a date with them. I invited them to dinner on the 13th of August, right after you come out of quarantine. It will be a state dinner held in Los Angeles. The governors of all the 50 states will be there, the ambassadors, others from around the world and in America. And they told me that you would come too. And all I want to know, will you come? We want to honor you then. I'll do anything you say, Mr. President. Anytime. One question I think that all of us would like to ask, as we saw you bouncing around in that boat out there, I wonder if that wasn't the hardest part of the journey. Was that the only, did any of you get seasick?
No, we didn't, and it was one of the harder parts, but it was one of the most pleasant, we can assure you.
Yeah. Well, I just know that you can sense what we all sense when you get back now. Incidentally, you've been able to follow some of the things that happened when you've gone. Did you know about the All-Star game?
Yes, sir. The capsule communicators have been giving us daily news reports.
Yeah. Were you American League or National League?
I'm a National League man. I'm nonpartisan, sir.
Yeah, that's right. There's the politician in the group, right.
We're sorry you missed that game.
Yes. Well, Oh, you knew that too? You really?
We heard that...
Yeah, the rain.
The rain.
Right.
Well, we haven't learned to control the weather yet, but that's something we can look forward to tomorrow's challenge.
Right. Well, I can only summarize it because I don't want to hold you now. You have so much more to do, and gee, you look great. You feel as good as you look. Feel great.
Feel just perfect, Mr. President.
Yeah. Are you? I understand Frank Borman says you're a little younger by reason of having going into space. Is that right? Do you feel that way? A little younger?
We're a lot younger than Frank Borman.
There he is over there. Come on over, Frank, so they can see you. And you going to take that line down? Are they young?
It looks like he has aged in the last couple of weeks.
Come on, Frank.
Mr. President, the one thing I wanted, we have a poet in Mike Collins, and he really gave me a hard time for describing your words of fantastic and beautiful. And I counted them. In 3 minutes up there, you used 4 fantastics and 2 beautifuls.
Well, just let me close off with this one thing. I was thinking, as you know, as you came down, and we knew it was a success, and it had only been 8 days, just a week, a long week, that this is the greatest week in the history of the world since the creation. Because as a result of what happened in this week, the world is bigger, infinitely, and also, as I'm going to find on this trip around the world, and Secretary Rogers will find as he covers the other countries in Asia, as a result of what you've done, the world's never been closer together before. And we just thank you for that. And I only hope that all of us in government, all of us in America, that as a result of what you've done, we can do our job a little better. We can reach for the stars just as you have reached so far from the stars. We don't want to hold you any longer. Anybody have a last word? How about promotions? Do you think we could arrange something?
We're just pleased to be back and very honored that you were so kind as to come out here and welcome us back. And we look forward to getting out of this quarantine and talking without having glass between us.
And incidentally, the speeches that you have to make at this dinner can be very short. And if you want to say fantastic or beautiful, that's all right with us. Don't try to think of any new adjectives. They've all been said. And now I think, incidentally, that all of us the millions that are seeing us on television now, seeing you, would feel as I do that, in a sense, our prayers have been answered. And I think it would be very appropriate if Chaplain Pierto, the chaplain of this ship, were to offer a prayer of thanksgiving. And if he would step up now, Chaplain, thank you.
Let us pray. Lord God, our Heavenly Father, our minds are staggered and our spirits exultant with the magnitude and precision of this entire Apollo 11 mission. We have spent the past week in communal anxiety and hope as our astronauts sped through the glories and dangers of the heavens. As we try to understand and analyze the scope of this achievement for human life, our reason is overwhelmed with abounding gratitude and joy, even as we realize the increasing challenges of the future. This magnificent event illustrates anew what man can accomplish when purpose is firm and intent corporate. A man on the moon was promised in this decade, and though some were unconvinced, the reality is with us this morning in the persons of astronauts Armstrong, Aldrin, and Collins. We applaud their splendid exploits, and we pour out our thanksgiving for their safe return to us, to their families, to all mankind. From our inmost beings, we sing humble yet exuberant praise. May the great effort and commitment seen in this Project Apollo inspire our lives to move similarly in other areas of need. May we, the people, by our enthusiasm and devotion and insight, move to new landings in brotherhood, human concern, and mutual respect. May our country, afire with inventive leadership and backed by a committed followership, blaze new trails into all areas of human cares. See our enthusiasm and bless our joy with dedicated purpose toward the many needs at hand. Link us in friendship with peoples throughout the world as we strive together to better the human condition. grant us peace, beginning in our own hearts, and a mind attuned with goodwill towards our neighbor. All this we pray as our thanksgiving rings out to thee in the name of our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
I'm going around the horn. I think it's going to make your go-no-goes based on the data you had prior to LOS. I see we got it back. Give you another few seconds. We're going. Fine. Okay, retro. Go. Vital. Go. Guide. Go. Control. Go. Telcom. Go. Jinsei. Go. Ecom. Go. Surgeon. Go. Capcom. We're go to continue PDI.
Eagle, Houston, you're a go to continue at 4 minutes.
Get that Telcom. ED bats go.
You're a go to you go to continue power descent. You're a go to continue power descent.
Okay, everybody, let's take a look for landing radar.
What guidance?
No guidance.
We'll need that landing rate of 18,000. And Eagle Houston, we got data dropouts. You're still looking good.
On the pings. Roger, I copy guidance.
Okay.
Okay, we got data back.
Radar flight looks good.
Raj.
2,000 feet.
Raj, 2,000 foot Delta H.
We got good lock on.
Let me know when he accepts it, guidance.
Roger. Altitude lights out. Delta H is minus 2,900.
Roger, we copy.
At the Earth, right out our front window. Houston, you're looking at our Delta H.
Roger.
Looks good.
That's affirmative.
Program
Looks
alarm.
good.
Looking
Is he
good,
accepting his
over.
guidance?
1202. 1202.
Looks like it's converging.
1202 alarm.
Yeah, and the same thing we had.
Flight, retro.
Go, retro.
Throttle down, 6 plus 2.5.
Give us a reading on the 1202 program alarm.
We're going that flight.
We're going that alarm?
Roger, we got you.
We're going that alarm.
We go. He's taking in a Delta H now.
Raj.
Roger.
Did you get the throttle down,
6
Capcom?
plus 25.
Raj.
Throttle down. 6 plus 25. Throttle down.
Flight Fido converging on Delta H.
Copy.
Raj.
6 plus 25.
Flight control, we have velocity. Raj.
Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 up.
Roger, copy.
Okay, we'll monitor his Delta H flight.
Raj.
I think that's when it's getting it.
Okay.
Eagle Houston, we'll monitor your Delta
and his alarms.
Raj.
Delta H is beautiful.
Delta H looks good now. Roger, Delta H is looking good.
Okay, all flight controllers, hang tight. Should be throttling down pretty shortly.
Throttle down on time. Roger,
Throttle down.
Better in the simulator.
Right. How's it looking, guys?
Eggs and things look real close.
You want him to stay out of 68?
Negative flight. I just said we'll monitor the alarms.
Okay.
Okay.
Flight control,
Go.
everything looks good.
Flight guidance.
Go guidance.
So now in 68, now well may be the problem here, and we can monitor Delta H.
Raj.
Flight Fido looking real good.
Raj, Fido, good.
At 7 minutes, you're looking great to us, Eagle.
Telcom, how you looking?
Okay, I'm still on through, so we may tend to lose as we gradually pitch over. Let me try auto again now, see
Gonna
what
try
happens.
the steerable again, done.
Copy, flight.
Okay, looks like it's holding.
Roger, we got good data. We on steerable, done?
That's a 30 flight, and it's holding in there pretty good.
Raj. Okay, everybody, hang tight. 7.5 minutes.
Flight guidance, this landing radar is fixed. The velocity is beautiful.
Raj.
Flight control,
descent
to fuel.
Descent to fuel crit.
Descent to fuel only. No
Fuel.
critical. He didn't want to say critical.
Raj, descent to fuel.
Eagle Houston, it's descent to fuel to monitor, over. Under 2.
Flight Fido looking real good.
Raj.
Give us an estimated switchover time, please, Houston.
Roger, stand by. You're looking great at 8 minutes. Got an estimated, what's our T-go guidance?
30 seconds, P64.
Raj, about 30 seconds.
Eagle, you got 30 seconds to P64.
Okay, we still got landing radar guidance.
Affirm.
Okay, is it
Oh,
converged?
it's beautiful.
Has it converged?
Yes.
Okay.
Flight Fido, we'd go. Look real good.
Raj, Fido.
Eagle Houston coming up 8:30, you're looking great. P64.
Okay, they got 64.
We copy.
T-go's good.
Raj, T-goes go.
We have position 2 on the alarm.
Raj, position 2, all flight controllers, 20 seconds to go, no go for landing.
Eagle, you're looking great. Coming up 9 minutes.
Okay, all flight controllers, go, no go for landing. Retro.
Go.
Fido.
Go.
Guidance.
Go.
Control.
Go.
Telcom.
Go.
GNC.
Control.
Go.
Go.
Ecom.
Go. Roger,
Surgeon.
copy.
Go. Capcom, we're go for landing.
Eagle Houston, you're a go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet.
Copy.
Alarm. 1201.
1201.
Roger, 1201
1201
alarm.
alarm.
Same type, we're go, flight.
Okay, we're go.
We're go. Same type. We're go.
Flight Fido right on, real good.
2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag, 47 degrees.
Roger.
37
How's the
degrees.
margin looking, Bob?
It looks okay. We're
Okay.
about 4.5.
Raj.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude update in the eggs. Looks good.
Raj.
Roger, 1202. We copy it.
How you doing, Control?
35 degrees.
We look good here, fine.
Raj, how about you,
35
Telcom?
degrees.
Go. Guidance, you happy?
Go.
Fido.
Go. 23.
700 feet, 21 down, 33 degrees. 100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30, and at 15.
Attitude hold.
Okay, at hold.
I think we better be quiet.
Right.
400 feet down at 9.
Okay, the only call-outs from now on will be fuel.
Gate forward. 10 and 50 feet down at 4.
P66.
30.5 down. They're pegged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. On 1.5 down. 70. A big shadow out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward.
Okay, Bob, I'll be standing by for your
Altitude
call-out
velocity
shortly.
light. 3.5 down. 220 feet. 15 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 160 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward.
Low level.
Low level.
Good. 120 feet. 100 feet. 3.5 down. 9 forward. 5%. 185. Okay, 75 feet. There's
And
looking
out
good.
to
Down a
60.
half.
Dodge.
6 forward.
60 seconds.
60 seconds. Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. Good. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Big shadow.
And down for 30.
4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little.
30
Down a
seconds.
half. 30 seconds. Forward. Just. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto. Descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in.
We've had shutdown.
We copy you down, Eagle. Okay, everybody,
Listen,
T1, stand by for T1.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility, we copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You're looking good here.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. After I'm on, take care of the descent. I'll get the
Okay, flight controllers, about 45 seconds to T1, stay, no stay.
Flight. That
Go, guys.
14 plus 2 looks beautiful.
Roger.
Very smooth touchdown.
Okay, keep the chatter down in this room.
Arrows are on, buddy.
Roger. Okay, T1, stay, no stay. Retro. Stay. Fido. Stay. Guidance. Stay. Control. Stay. Calcom. Stay. GNC.
Stay.
Ecom. Stay. Surgeon.
Stay.
Capcom, we're stay for T1.
It looks like we're bending the oxidizer now.
Roger, Eagle, and you are stay
Right,
for
control.
T1.
Go,
Over.
control.
Eagle,
We're
you are
bending ox.
stay for T1.
Bending ox.
Just.
And we
Sam, stay for T1.
Roger, and we see you vending the ox.
Arrow safe.
Roger.
Just.
And we're getting a picture on the TV.
You got a good picture, huh?
There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. Neil, we can see you coming. Okay, I just checked
getting back up to that first step. That isn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up.
Roger, we copy.
Pretty good little jump.
Buzz, this is Houston, F2, I'm at 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera.
I'm at the foot of the ladder. The LEM footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the LEM now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can pick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles.
Yeah, this is Houston, we're copying.
There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around. The descent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount. Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera?
I'm all ready. I think it's 2 miles squared away and in good shape.
Okay.
Okay, you'll have to pay out all the LEC. That looks like it's coming out nice and evenly.
Okay, it's quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see that I have good footing. I'll work my way over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun.
Capcom.
Okay, it's taut now.
Flight Capcom, go.
Get the camera.
Yeah, we show him getting the camera. We haven't heard anything about the contingency sample. Suggest we stand by for a minute or so here.
FAO flight.
No, fine.
FAO EVA flight. Yeah, I think it's going along when we wait a minute or two
Now that he's inverted these, or should we remind him now? They won't hurt anything except the sun's priorities.
Left in the... Okay, don't hold it quite so tight. Okay?
I wouldn't try and change him now, Flight. Okay.
Looking up at the LEM, I'm standing directly in the shadow now, looking up at both in the windows. And I can see everything quite clearly. The light is sufficiently bright, backlighted into the front of the LEM, that everything is very clearly visible.
Okay, I'm going to be changing it. Okay.
Capcom Flight. Go ahead, Flight. As a reminder, checking with EVA FAO here. Perhaps remind him as soon as he tethers the camera, contingency sample. Welcome. Surgeon from Flight.
Go Flight.
How do you look?
We're looking fine, Flight. Data's good. Crew's doing well.
Roger. EMU Flight, how are you?
Is the camera installed on the RCU bracket?
Go ahead, Flight. You look okay? You look real good, Flight. Okay. Telcom.
Go Flight.
I'm still in the LEC on the secondary struts.
It's going to get it out, Flight.
Take some of my first pictures here.
No, he's not either.
Flight Network, that's Parks.
Roger. Capcom, reminder. Roger, Neil, we're reading you loud and clear. Let's see, getting some pictures and the contingency sample. Network Flight.
Go ahead.
We have uplink when we're on Parks, don't we?
Negative.
Through,
you have uplink, but not through Parks.
That's right. Yeah, okay.
You're through Goldstone, uplink Flight.
Capcom Flight. Third Flight. I'm not sure he copied that. Neil, this is Houston. Did you copy about the contingency sample? Over.
All right, you're going to get to that just as soon as I finish these picture series.
Fair enough. contingency sample is down and it's up temple. Like it's a little difficult to dig through the initial crust.
Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. I'll try to get a rock in here. Just a couple.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. Be advised that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface. Also, I'm looking at one now that appears to have some sort of phenocryst.
Houston, roger that. Okay, the handle is off the which has been about 6 to 8 inches into the surface. Like it's pretty easy to put on.
It is. It's I'm sure I could push it in farther, but it's hard for me to bend down farther than that.
Now you could throw so far.
You can really throw things a long way up here. My pocket open, Bert?
Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, so hit it back once more. Or more toward the inside. Okay, that's good.
Right in the pocket?
Yeah, push down. Got it? No, it's not all the way in. Push it. There you go.
Contingency sample is in the pocket. My oxygen is 81%. I have no flags, and I'm in minimum flow.
Go in, you. Just give it
This is Houston or Roger Neil.
Okay, I got the camera going at 1 frame a second. Okay. And I've got 80%, no flags. Good.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view.
Oh, Jack, let me move that over the edge for you. Oh, Jack, let me move that over the edge for you.
Okay, ready for me to come out?
Yeah, just stand by a second. I'll move this over the handrail. Okay.
He's running about 1400 BTU. Cool. Okay. Are you ready?
All set.
125 heart rate. Okay.
Okay, you saw what difficulties I was having. I'll try to watch your bliss from underneath here.
All right, the backup camera is position.
Okay, your bliss looks like it's clear and okay. The toes are about to come over the sill. Okay, now drop your bliss down. There you go, you're clear. And laterally you're good. Got an inch clearance on the top of your bliss.
Okay, you need a little bit of arching of the back to come down. How far are my feet from the
Okay, you're right at the edge of the porch.
Okay. Back in from... Small little foot movement. Porch. Arching of the back. When it comes up and clears the bulkhead without any trouble at all.
Looks good.
Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over? Difficulties in SRC?
Negative.
Okay, now I want to back up and partially close the hatch. Making sure not to lock it on my way out.
Particularly good thought.
That's our home for the next couple hours. We want to take good care of it. On the top step, and I can look down over the RCU and landing gear pad. It's a very simple matter to hop down from one step to the next.
Yes, I found it very comfortable, and walking is also very comfortable. You've got 3 more steps and then a long one.
Okay, I'm going to leave that 1 foot up there and both hands down to about the 4th rung up. There you go. Okay, now I think I'll do the same.
A little more. About another inch. There you got it.
That's a good step.
Yep. About a 3-footer.
Beautiful view.
Isn't that something? Magnificent sight out here.
Magnificent desolation.
Flight EMU. So, both posted run on the nominal on consumables.
Roger. Looks like the secondary strut. A little thermal effects on it right here, Neil.
Yeah, I noticed that. Seems to be the worst, although similar effects are on all around.
Very fine powder, isn't it?
Isn't it fine?
Right in this area, I don't think there's much of any. fine powder, some clouds together, and it's hard to tell whether it's a clod or a rock. Notice how you can pick it up. Yeah, it bounces and then reaching down, fairly easy. Get up my suit 30 at this stage. The mass of the backpack does have some effect in inertia.
Flight EVA. Go. The trainer ought to be getting the TV out while Aldrin is doing this activity. Roger. I don't see him. Does he move that way?
I can see now through...
I think he's kind of watching the LMP.
Due to the soft, very soft...
This may be a good thing.
Texture. Oh, you're standing on a rock, big rock there now. Patch here didn't. No, it didn't. There's no crater there at all from the engine. No. I wonder if that right under the engine is where the probe might hit. I'd like that. Yeah, I think that's a good representation of our sideward velocity of touchdown there. Hold at the probe. I'll see that probe over on the minus Y strut. Open off and back up. That's it, then other two boats bent over. Too much for the visibility right here without the visor up. Pretty dark. It looks like there's a surface of a flat rounded rock.
Go, Flight. What's your status?
We're looking real good, Flight. And incidentally, these rocks, very powdery surface.
Say again, please, Buzz. You're cutting out.
And here's the please, Buzz. I say that the rocks are rather slippery.
Roger.
Very powdery surface when it's on there. Fill up all the very little fine porises. They'll tend to slide over it rather easily.
Capcom Flight. Good, Flight. He's taking the cover off the Mesa now for the TV camera.
Okay.
And network just inverted the picture in preparation for moving it.
Quite good. Picture area.
EMU Flight.
Start to lose my balance in one direction, and recovery is quite natural and very easy.
Flight EMU.
How you doing?
Looks good. Around the money on the consumables, and the cooling looks proper.
And moving on.
He's still in max. He must have ripped into the heat during the preparation.
Not quite that light-footed.
I expect him to change in a minute, though.
And I have the insulation off the Mesa now. The Mesa seems to be in good shape.
have to be careful that you're leaning in the direction you want to go, otherwise you slightly inebriate the. In other words, you have to cross your foot over to stay underneath where your center of mass is. And Neil, didn't I say we might see some purple rocks? Find the purple rocks? Yep. Very small, sparkly fragments are rocks. It's like the sun in places. That would make a first guess at some sort of biotite. We'll leave that to the further analysis.
Flight experiments, could we get him to repeat that?
While compact underneath.
Could we get him to repeat that on his comment on the rock? Didn't you get it copied?
No.
Negative.
This is Captain. He sounded to me like he said he thought it was biotype, but he'd leave it for people to figure out.
Roger. Quarter of an inch. Okay, Houston, I'm going to change lenses on you.
Roger, Neil. Flight Capcom, it's been about 55 minutes since they started depressed. I think we ought to give them a LEM status report.
Yeah, the next time you talk to him, Telcom flight. Go flight. All looking good. That's affirmative. Okay. Control, how about you? Go flight. Yeah, next time you talk to him, Captain.
Okay, Houston, tell me if get a new picture.
Neil, this is Houston. That's affirmative. We're getting a new picture. You can tell it's a longer focal length lens. And for your information, all LEM systems are go. Over.
Your information, all LEM. I appreciate that. Thank you.
There goes the plaque flight.
Neil is now unveiling the plaque that is.
Roger, we got you bore-sighted, but back to one side.
Bore-sighted. For those who haven't read the plaque, we'll read the plaque that's on the front landing gear of this LEM. There's two hemispheres, one showing each of the two hemispheres of Earth. Underneath it says, "Dear men from the planet Earth, first set foot upon the moon, July 1969, AP. It came in peace for all mankind." It has the crew members' signatures and the signature of the President of the United States. Ready for the camera? I'll get it. There, you take it easy on it. Touch the LEC there. I'm afraid these soft materials are going to get rusty. Yeah, surface material
know how good your lens is, but if you can touches above. Very much like a very finely powdered carbon, but pretty looking. Can you pull out some of my cable for me, please? Houston, how close are you able to get things in focus?
This is Houston. We can see Buzz's right hand. It's somewhat out of focus. I'd say we were focusing down to probably about 8 inches to a foot behind the position of his hand when he was pulling out the cable.
Okay, how's the temperature looking there? Temperature of the camera is showing cold. I'm a little cool. I think I'll take.
Apollo sat on launch control. We passed the 6-minute mark in our countdown for Apollo 11. Now 5 minutes, 52 seconds and counting. We're on time at the present time for our planned liftoff of 32 minutes past the hour. Spacecraft test conductor Skip Chauvin now has completed the status check of his personnel in the control room. All report they are go for the mission, and this has been reported to the test supervisor, Bill Schick. The test supervisor now going through some status checks. Launch operations manager Paul Donnelly reports go for launch. Launch director Rocco Petrone now gives a go for 5 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Coming up shortly, that swing arm up at the spacecraft level will come back to its fully retracted position. This should occur at the 5-minute mark in the count. In the meantime, the lunar module telemetry has been powered down. We took a good look at Eagle, and it looks good. The spacecraft test conductor for the lunar module reported that Eagle was go. The swing arm now coming back to its fully retracted position as our countdown continues. T-minus 4 minutes, 50 seconds and counting. Skip Chauvin informing the astronauts that the swing arm now coming back. The astronauts will have a few more reports coming up in the countdown. The last business report will be from Neil Armstrong at the 45-second mark in the count when he gives a status on the final alignment of the stabilization and control system. We're now passing the 4-minute, 30-second mark in the countdown. Still go at this time. 4 minutes, 15 seconds. The test supervisor now has informed launch vehicle test conductor Norm Carlson you are go for launch. From this time down, Carlson handles the countdown as the launch vehicle begins to build up. We're now hitting the 4-minute mark. 4 minutes and counting. We are go for Apollo 11. We'll go on an automatic sequence starting at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. 3 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. And the final abort checks between several key members of the crew here in the control center and the astronauts. Launch operations manager Paul Donnelly wished the crew on the launch team's behalf good luck and Godspeed. 3 minutes, 25 seconds and counting. We're still go at this time. We'll be coming up in the automatic sequence about 10 or 15 seconds from this time. All still go at this time. Neil Armstrong reported back when he received the good wishes. Thank you very much. We know it will be a good flight. Firing command coming in now. We are on the automatic sequence. We're approaching the 3-minute mark in the count. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. T-minus 3. We are go with all elements of the mission at this time. We're on an automatic sequence as the master computer supervises hundreds of events occurring over these last few minutes. T-minus 2 minutes, 45 seconds and counting. The members of the launch team here in the control center monitoring a number of what we call red line values. These are tolerances we don't want to go above and below in temperatures and pressures. They're standing by to call out any deviations from our plans. 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. We're still go on Apollo 11 at this time. The
Vehicle starting to pressurize as far as the propellant tanks are concerned, and all is still go as we monitor our status for it. 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and counting. The target for the Apollo 11 astronauts, the moon at liftoff, will be at a distance of 218,096 miles away. We've just passed the 2-minute mark in the countdown. T-minus 1 minute, 54 seconds, and counting. Our status board indicates that the oxidizer tanks in the second and third stages now have pressurized. We continue to build up pressure in all 3 stages here at the last minute to prepare it for liftoff. T-minus 1 minute, 35 seconds on the Apollo mission, the flight to land of the first men on the moon. All indications coming in to the control center at this time indicate we are go. 1 minute, 25 seconds and counting. Our status board indicates the third stage completely pressurized. 80-second mark has now been passed. We'll go on full internal power at the 50-second mark in the countdown. Guidance system goes on internal at 17 seconds, leading up to the ignition sequence at 8.9 seconds. We're approaching the 60-second mark on the Apollo 11 mission. T-minus 60 seconds and counting. We passed T-minus 60. 55 seconds and counting. Neil Armstrong just reported back. It's been a real smooth countdown. We passed the 50-second mark. Power transfer is complete. We're on internal power with the launch vehicle at this time. 40 seconds away from the Apollo 11 liftoff. All the second stage tanks now pressurized. 35 seconds and counting. We are still go with Apollo 11. 30 seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 25 seconds. 20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and pitch is program.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Apollo 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second. Through the region of maximum dynamic pressure now. Set 8 miles downrange, 12 miles high. Velocity 4,000 feet per second.
Stand by for mode 1 Charlie. Mark, mode 1 Charlie. 1 Charlie.
Cliff Charlesworth taking a staging status.
This is Houston, you are go for staging. Inboard cutoff.
Inboard engines out.
I'm inboard cutoff.
Downrange 35 miles, 30 miles high. Standing by for the outboard engine cut down now.
right on the tick.
And ignition.
Houston, thrust is go. All engines, you're looking good.
Hi, Roger. You're loud and clear, Houston.
At 3 minutes, downrange 70 miles, 43 miles high, velocity 9,300 feet per second.
We got skirt step.
Roger, we confirm skirt step.
Tower's gone.
Roger, tower.
Neil Armstrong confirming both the engine skirt separation and the launch escape tower separation.
Houston, be advised the visual is go today.
This is Houston, roger out.
Yeah, they finally gave me a window to look out.
Houston, your guidance is converged. You're looking good.
Downrange 140 miles, altitude 62 miles, velocity 10,300 feet per second.
11 Houston, you are go at 4 minutes.
Roger.
Apollo 11 right on the ground track. .90 miles downrange now, 72 miles high, velocity 11,000 feet per second.
Tracking it for quite a long period of time here with the Air Force cameras. It's about 80 miles in altitude now and more than 200 miles downrange, and still get a picture.
Booster says it's looking good at 5 minutes.
11 Houston, you are go at 5 minutes.
Roger, your Apollo 11's go.
Downrange 270 miles, altitude 82 miles, velocity 12,472 feet per second.
Fly to S4B to COI capability.
Okay.
Mark, S4B to COI capability.
Roger.
We're losing sight of the spacecraft, so we'll go to our animation of it and follow the sequence.
Using the S4B if necessary.
You're sitting in your living room.
Ah, thank you. You all are coming through beautifully, too.
It is the second stage of the Saturn that is still firing and will continue to fire for about another 4 minutes now.
Everyone's reporting go here in the control center.
So at 6 minutes, starting to give them orders.
Roger 11, your go from the ground at 6 minutes. Apollo 11, this is Houston, level sense arm at 8+17, outboard cutoff at 9+11.
When you see it in the early stages of the liftoff and realize that the
level sense arm is the sequence that arranges the staging between the second stage and the third stage. The fuel uncovers a sensor starting that sequence.
And realize that the rocket is 360
Predicting that will be uncovered at 8 minutes 17 seconds with outboard engine cutoff 9 minutes 11 seconds on the second stage.
Apollo 11's go at 7 minutes.
11, this is Houston. Roger, your go from the ground at 7 minutes. Level sense arm at 8+17, outboard cutoff at 9+11.
Roger.
Downrange 530 miles, altitude 95 miles, velocity 17,358 feet per second.
They're within about 5 miles of as high as they want to get on the launch. But I was trying to say that the flame shooting out of the rocket is 2, perhaps 3 times as long as the rocket itself, which is 360
Apollo 11
feet.
still right down the ground track, still go
the flame
at 7 minutes 41 seconds.
Roger, we confirm.
Inboard engines are out on the second stage as planned. Apollo 11 go on all sources.
New York, go at 8 minutes.
I've just built the mixture ratio shift.
Roger, we got PU shift down here too.
United States Force, these thunderstorms downrange is about all.
This is Houston. You are go for staging. Over.
Understand. Go for staging.
Stand by for mode 4 capability.
Mode 4.
Mark, mode 4 capability.
Mode 4 and Apollo 11 could get into orbit using the service propulsion system now. Altitude is 100 miles, downrange 883 miles. Outboard engine cut off.
And ignition.
Again, right on time.
Ignition confirmed. Thrusters go, 11.
And now the
And we
third
have a
stage
good
is
third
propelling
stage
them.
now.
It stays with them for some time yet.
Velocity 23,128 feet per second. Downrange 1,000 miles, altitude 101 miles.
Apollo 11, this is Houston. At 10 minutes, you are go.
And Roger, 11, go. It came down, all right. Houston, Roger, we copy, and we're standing by for your TGV. Houston, this is Neil, radio check. Neil, this is Houston, loud and clear. Break, break, Buzz, this is Houston, radio check and verified TV circuit breaker in. Roger, TV circuit breaker's in. And page 5 clear. Roger. And we're getting a picture on the TV. You had a good picture, huh? There's a great deal of contrast in it, and currently it's upside down on our monitor, but we can make out a fair amount of detail. Okay, would you verify the position the opening I ought to have on the camera? Stand by. Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now. Neil, we can see you coming. Okay, I just checked. Getting back up to that first step. That isn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up. Roger, we copy. It's a pretty good little jump. Buzz, this is Houston. F2, 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera. Okay. At the foot of the ladder, the LEM footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like
Very fine. Yeah, I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. As the surface is fine and powdery, I can kick it up loosely with my toe. It does adhere in fine layers, like powdered charcoal, to the sole and sides of my boot. I only go in a small fraction of an inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, but I can see the footprints of my boots and the treads in the fine sandy particles. Yeah, this is Houston. We're copying. There seems to be no difficulty in moving around as we suspected. It's even perhaps easier than the simulations of 16G that we performed in various simulations on the ground. Absolutely no trouble to walk around. Okay, the descent engine did not leave a crater of any size. It has about 1 foot clearance on the ground. We're essentially on a very level place here. I can see some evidence of rays emanating from the descent engine, but very insignificant amount. Okay, Buzz, we ready to bring down the camera? I'm all ready. I think it's all squared away in good shape. Okay. Okay, you'll have to pay out all the LEC. It looks like it's coming out nice and evenly. Okay, it's quite dark here in the shadow and a little hard for me to see that I have good footing. I'll work my way over into the sunlight here without looking directly into the sun. Okay, it's taut now. Okay, I think you're pulling the wrong one. I'm ready to pull it down now. There was still a little bit left in the... Okay, don't hold it quite so tight. Okay? Okay. Looking up at the limb, I'm standing directly in the shadow now, looking up at Buzz in the windows. And I can see everything quite clearly. The light is sufficiently bright, backlighted into the front of the limb, that everything is very clearly visible. Okay, I'm going to be changing it. Okay. RCU bracket. And I'm still in the LEC on the secondary strut. I'll step out and take some of my first pictures here.
Roger, Neil, we're reading you loud and clear. Let's see, getting some pictures and the contingency sample. Neil, this is Houston. Did you copy about the contingency sample, over?
All right, you're going to get to that just as soon as I finish these picture series.
Okay, gonna get the contingency sample there, Neil?
Right.
Okay, that's good. Okay, the contingency sample is down and it's up sample. Like it's a little difficult to dig through the initial crust.
Very interesting. It's a very soft surface, but here and there where I plug with the contingency sample collector, I run into very hard surface, but it appears to be very cohesive material of the same sort. I'll try to get a rock in here. Get a couple.
Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil.
It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here. Be advised that a lot of the rock samples out here, the hard rock samples, have what appear to be vesicles in the surface. Also, I'm looking at one now that appears to have some sort of phenocryst.
Okay, the handle is off the... push it in about 6, 8 inches into the surface. Like it's pretty easy to...
It is. It's, I'm sure I could push it in farther, but it's hard for me to bend down farther than that.
Now you could throw so far.
You can really throw things a long way up here. My pocket open, Buzz?
Yes, it is. It's not up against your suit, though. Hit it back once more. More toward the inside. Okay, that's good.
That in the pocket?
Yeah, push down. Got it? Now, it's not all the way in. Push it. There you go.
Contingency sample is in the pocket. My oxygen is 81%. I have no flags, and I'm in minimum flow.
This is Houston, or Roger, Neil. Okay, I got the camera going at 1 frame a second. Okay. And I've got 80%, no flags. Good.
Are you getting a TV picture now, Houston?
Neil, yes, we are getting a TV picture. Neil, this is Houston. We're getting a picture. You're not in at the present time. We can see the bag on the LEC being moved by Buzz, though. Here you come into our field of view.
Oh, no. Let me move that over the edge for you.
Okay, ready for me to come out?
Yeah, just stand by a second. I'll move this over the handrail.
Okay. All right, that's got it. Are you ready?
All set. Okay, you saw what difficulties I was having. I'll try to watch your bliss from underneath here.
All right, the backup camera is position.
Okay, your bliss looks like it's clearing okay. The toes are about to come over the sill. Okay, now drop your bliss down. There you go, you're clear. And laterally you're good. Got an inch clearance on top of your bliss.
Okay, you need a little bit of arching of the back to come down. That's like what they're playing. How far are my feet from the
Okay, you're right at the edge of the porch.
Okay. Back in from... Small little foot movement. Porch. Arching of the back. Helmet comes up and clears the bulkhead without any trouble at all.
Looks good.
Neil, this is Houston. Based on your camera transfer with the LEC, do you foresee any difficulties in SRC transfer over?
Negative.
Okay, now I want to back up and partially close the hatch.